remember my dad sitting at this piano and singing traditional Cree songs. It was summer then, and the leaves were out and the berries were full bloom. He was a happy man, and sometimes he would just dance, and he loved to laugh and entertain.
You see that little Indian, he's just happy dancing for you while I was singing. Let's just do it again. Let's just watch him dance now.
I believe the spiritual aspect of the collection of the museum represents my dad preparing for the time that our prophecies speak of, when our world is not going to be the way we know it now, that we are going to see hard times. And that museum and all of its collection is represents what we're going to need when that time comes, because it's all hand tool, hand implements. It requires your physicality, your body to make your own living, and that museum represents survival.
Ta wicihiwicik spihawassagi juppikinaawassuja ta wicigi miguusia miupayun. Spihiwigi suppiktiga kiuvat.
John Wig Magana, Matilda, Ep3, Ikanoi House with Ikanoichigi Wigik.
Stomat. Magi miguusnan miupayun spiupipsissit. Nakskutatuja hawassagi ja vajaafik. Yksi nianen yksi piawassagi ja vajakkagi hei. Tuhti ja huutti hei. Sweetgrass Reserve. Ikti hanma visakitsakis patnauin tawis iskuattauja. Ikti hinipau tän humsimasan tanse wicihiwicik Barbara hei. Isakin skinat. Iskuattauja hammis patnau. Tiaimiahat. Mantuain totamoat. Tamiiguja mantue. Imioa sikti tuppikinaawassuja. Tihawassa koisti suppikihajahki. Kiwit noksi piitaapti tiupisin hinnohti piituhtitsi.
Our little house was over there when I started building my house here. I wanted that stone, and these guys brought me that stone over, and she just about divorced me. So I call this a divorce stone. But now she likes it. She painted that. Bay axes. These are. Well, I'm going to use that phrase again. When the white man first come into Saskatchewan, they come through Churchill River system, all across area, and these axes has 4 crowns and 2 crowns and 4 S's. That's sovereign issue. When the king or the queen or whoever it was that sent his men out to traders to come and trade with the Indians, well, that's these axes here. Now they come out with this. Now that's been handmade here in Canada.
Igiats mustaut manad John. Hey. Igi hey. Iwasiu chukupapa o man kakapi pun. Igi hey. Igi pis puihtit mu chapi tigi awatasut. Utawatasu akisi gata o man hiawa chigi chigappu. Kuikani pik mu chigiskita o tepi tuhtitski. Kappu igi pip machuhutsik sipi. Sipi is kuigi miskanautsik. Iguan mama na hey. Igi pip sahakik. Skuti hey. Aila cross uti hua hiogi tachihutsik kaya. Bu velgi machihutsik tau chaila cross uti tastigi uchinasa. Ayisiniwak la losi tebingi tohtio. Itaus paga kami naman Alberta kin tau Ayisiniwak. Kapipun manigi wicihiwicik.
These are from Alberta. Petrified wood. These are for making the fish nets. Them are called needles. Different sizes nets. That's the leads for the net, and that's the old floats, and that's a flintstone striker. This is the twine that makes the net. They used to make their own nets here in Beauval.
Si pissik Beauvali sigatik, Johnny gitagupitsit. Awassa igo wigmagane gitaguhtahatikutta.
My father taught us the value of the land, even by being out on the boat in the water and the respect he had for it. And he always would say when we went near the land, near the water, he would say, "Hey, hey, mushum napi," and we knew that he was talking to the grandfathers and the spirits of that what held with the water and the woods and the berries, and how we had a respect for it because it fed us, it gave us strength.
John Fraser gitasawigitzik saga, kahkyogi gointoita, igitagonigi, tagitasuppigina osotsik.
Mootsinsta miego John gawitsa magigipiguptamo ataski papa piguptsiganutsi igu muutsusunia mun papamsta igiguitamiata igu kittepahama kayasa kayas pasksigana igi pam muna hakm papa igimska msaham igun heni higakio gimi ukas pasksigana una haksi mataya tapikup tamagu taski iktahan mamochi min stahigi kigoi mochi tantan igitayat mstahigi tauchi gunen pasksigana.
John Fraser gitasani taugat, Ordale, Saskatchewan, November 21, 1925. Igitasostit atakakup askihani. Magagipi wigit si pissik Beauvali sihatik.
These here are very old here. Coffee,
Tea.
BRA, Rage Best Tea. Now we have something here, see, on this side. These are the squirrel peanut butter. These two little cans are worth about $300 a piece now.
How old are they, I wonder?
Well, they're in the 1916 somewhere around there, but they're collector's items now. See, that's the squirrel peanut butter. I had these between my mom's dad's barn and the house. There was a tree there and I was hiding my stuff there. And they figured I was crazy due to the fact I was keeping old stuff like that.
John manigi kaski we hintona tas kuchigi chasni kigo tamska mumsta kutsum kapamuhtit nanto tahuts igi pinato gut kaski we igi chasni msta tamska kigo igo pugiti manigi pamituhtit stam gawicham pugiti manigi pamituhtit taskihani ku igi pamkihoga akite
Taptomanu tapitohtiugagi matspaihtaatan mai museum taskut. Komanegi pit ipam kakwitsamuguyahu ma mahteya. Mahteki kuega asai tajajak. Ja pipihte kuiti gota piksi uitome pikskuitaan. Sagaituitaja. Marianne, wicihiwicik tajan kajassa pittuit. Ei, mäki kuentajan kajassa ja nieppu kajassa ja kaiktakin.
Kita tayo manapo kagiksipa, gigiwayawit. Gigiputa, at may ugawan sa katom kagiksipa ya ikuipats. Stay man matitagakita sa bugle.
I remember my dad taking us out almost every weekend or whenever we had gas money to go somewhere in the station wagon. He'd take all of his 8 kids out with him and we'd all pile in there, and it didn't matter where we went, we always had fun. It was always looking at the colors, and mostly we were looking for anything that would go in the museum. He was always looking for goodies. He called it goodies that went into the museum.
What is it?
Siren.
Boot Hill is a very interesting little project of my father's. Boot Hill came about when he got the church steeple from Beauval, from the old church, and they brought it over and they took it over. They put it up on that hill, and my dad made this an addition to the museum. And all of those crooked trees he collected, all of the oddities from the land, he turned into little exhibits.
Tan makawiket, waskahikan. Ikuttiin tiskwahtavannan hilja ja kikuttaa. Kawapahtamahkyttän stultetta supmsihkoa. Ikinahista kun me puntmatsetsek. Cowboy bootsuk tesarastigi kwa cowboy hat. Jesse James awetu piak. Sen tegwe itagaksi tatuma käpetsettä kuihta kun jokan ikutta. Niin pihar potake vapahtsagatik.
Often he would go to the dump and bring back perhaps let it be a moose legs, moose horns. Oh my goodness, the man could turn anything into an art piece.
A bone off a shoulder of a moose shoulder, and we made teepees out of them. Stood them up on a block. And over here we have different teepees. We made the banks out of these. See, there's a little slot here where you can put your money in, and under here you can open this and take it out.
Johnny Gewa kiittaks no mä tuukam kohti tohtiit, mut soasimsa. Spio assiutuja, inä niitä uikut mana.
Juskini kissuut intauaja. Intau pawahigit. Munia huhiktahu tsikaya tsikawik tsiktaja. Intau pawahikista moatsik tuskawatsik. Igo humigo ipunaham gis tsiki tipska igo humigo imitsu tsiki waskami tsika mitsunahtagu. Kakwitsi mato munia wepmpaihtaa tiguannaks no matogam selligi. Kakwitsi matiko ni munia wahe. Tani humittiu. Nuichiwagan nitsiks na matumagan aguguya masnaigan ay wahe. Bicycles imiitsik taks na hamatsik to. Iwan niya magigoy migaw yan to. Tanikan mitiyon munia. Iwahe. Muy piks kon si mag munia. Kita tayo may amnihwit niti pagit na maya. Uyagan si kay tweet. Iku si kay gigoy kumitan. Higayin tawimtan. Ay wake. Higayin tawimayak ni hiyawak. Ay wak tayo nisik. Ikusin iti tamak nagisipamnanan. Ito sa umuniyaw. Iku mistake ipagwat taman mikusiti. John. Muy katutuan so ami tagut munia o hani igo humigo hani nana hawas segitaya wa ya ko ki man tapto igita sita ntawi mo choasim sektai takskita pas nai gana mstai gi tuipan mo ntawi mo tat tapi tuski ta hutskiano ka pikwata ka tuskia. Tai nis tawi mau ta tuski une ispike ta tuski chiki tuitman.
And this is a 3-pound lard pail. I'm going to show you this one. The people used to call me a crazy kid when I was keeping this stuff. And that was my lunch pail. Can you get through there? Yeah. 1935. That was John Fraser's lunch pail. A person had to be kind of crazy to keep his own lunch pail, but the cover completely lost. They made their own bricks here in Beauval. That's one of the molds. Two of the molds here. And this Seneca root digger, my mother used to use this digging Seneca roots when I was a kid. That's the only way that she could supplement is by digging Seneca root to feed 4 boys and 4 girls. My dad was a good hunter, and they weren't lazy people. We was made to work.
I've been to Europe, and my dad always encouraged travel. And yeah, I joined the army. He was pretty proud of that. Probably just happy to get rid of me. And I spent 15 years in Europe. And there I have a little daughter. Her name's Eileen. Well, she's not so little anymore, I guess. So I was away from my people, my culture, my language. The big thing I missed about Canada was the family and the people and the culture. You see Canada in a different way when you're outside of Canada. You see it from the outside. It took me about 1 year to learn German, and I speak it fluently. And I spent 15 years in Germany. Und ich habe es vieles in Deutschland verlassen, in Canada zurückzukehren. And that means I left a lot in Germany to come back to Canada.
John managi mawatsikit museum. Kahkiogi goimanik tagi taguttat. Pugiti otsimana Ayisiniwak taguttit. Maui ospita team kahkiomana piegonegi teama Ayisiniwak.
John Fraser was somebody who obviously enjoyed company and enjoyed talking to people from all over the world. He has the curiosity of a scholar to learn about other people and what they think, but he was also ready to share stories. Well, that is the most important thing in order to come to an understanding between culture, is to listen to each other's stories, because we learn who we are, where we are through stories, and if it's only the colonizer or the invader who tells the story of his or her exploits in the so-called new territory, it's only a small section of the history. The history of indigenous people in Canada, in this land, goes back for many millennia.
Mom, can you come on over here, please? This is something that's very, very rare. That's England, for what year that was.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys ever get any of those praisers come in here?
There we get too many people trying to buy things off us.
No, those,
Some of these cameras, you just open them like this. They pull out there.
Pull it out, Mom.
You know how to do it.
It'll come.
Johnny gitaga Ayisiniwak itap to mutsagis mana kanaksko at Ayisiniwak magagi nagataskyo on October the 6th, 2005.
I wanted to come back to my family before I lost my parents, before they left. And 1 year or 2 years after returning, I lost my father, and which for me was, I think, the best decision of my life to come back.
I collect money from all over the world. These bills come from, one of them comes from South Africa, And this one here comes from Arabia. It's from Arabia, this one.
First thing I learned about my grandpa, well, through him being a tour guide at this museum, was the fact that I could speak and that I had a voice to speak, and that there was people that would actually listen. He gave me the knowledge that not only could I, be unique in my own way in how I spoke to people, but the fact that I could actually speak to people, and the fact that I could actually communicate on a level that meant something, and the fact that when I go around, and the first 3 times I actually did a tour with him, it was quite funny because I was really nervous and really shy and really anxious to do that. And what happened was that he took me through the tour a few times with him, and then finally he just said, "Okay, now it's your turn." And upon doing that, I was really nervous, really scared, really shy type kid, and I learned a lot through that because upon doing that, I learned so much. Just I could speak, I could talk to people, I had a voice of my own. I was a prominent figure, even though I just toured these people around. I was somebody, and that's what he always put in his grandkids, is that you are a somebody, you're a person, and be proud of who you are.
Igu momotsens na migihtaguh museum. Kiapsik tastiu, kahkiogi goik tastiuani kagih mawatsihta.